Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of your Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another Walking Dead video for today. This one's going to be doing a video talking about the first half of The Walking Dead Season 10. I want to kind of discuss, this has been kind of a, going topic lately of, what maybe we should have gotten more for the first half of Season 10. Maybe, they should have incorporated a few of those comic moments maybe in the first half. Maybe they should have amped up more hype for the first half. Maybe they should have done more with the first half. So, I'm going to do this one. If I was writing The Walking Dead in Season 10A, if I was in charge of writing 8 episodes, the first 8 episodes of Season 10, how would I write the first half?
We silence the whispers.
Okay guys, so this is going to be doing another Walking Dead video for today. Of course, tomorrow is Christmas, so I will be doing a quick, happy holidays Christmas video tomorrow. At least a quick one, kind of just, wishing you guys Merry Christmas. But for today, I wanted to do our Walking Dead video. I was like, why not? Because of course tomorrow we're going to be, on Christmas tomorrow. So I'm like, why not do a video today? But of course, I want to just say, kind of an early Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everybody. Of course, super excited for Christmas this year, and anyway, so let's get started with this video. So I am really excited to talk about this one because I think a lot of people we were kind of discussing this last night or whatever on the live stream on Brian Archam's channel, is that there's kind of a lot of, people that, they enjoyed the first half, but a lot of people were disappointed with it. And, for me, I'm kind of like one of those where I'm like, I enjoyed the first half. Like, I kind of said this. Like, I enjoyed the first half of the season. I just don't think it was amazing. And I definitely would say that Season 9 is a way better first half than Season 10. I mean, I think that's easy to say. However, then again, that's difficult to beat because you have Rick's, last episode and stuff like that. But, I don't know, still though, so maybe, for some people, they think that, maybe the first half of Season 10 should have had more. So, what would I have done to kind of fix it if I was writing the show? So, okay, this is how I would have started Season 10. So, I would have had personally the training on the beach scene at Oceanside and, the satellite falling. I think that's perfect, to be honest. I think that's perfect. I think I would have left that. I really think that the Season 10 premiere, I don't really think needs to be that, changed. I think the Season 10 premiere is fine. I think maybe the only thing they could have done better is maybe had a bit more of kind of the action in the woods and stuff like that. I would have added a little bit more of that and a little less of the kind of chilling in the woods, just kind of talking to each other at Oceanside. I would have had a little less of that, but, or made a few conversations at least a little shorter, but I would have had like a good 20 minutes of them just struggling with the characters just exhausted, trying to put out this fire. Like they had a bit of it, but it didn't last all that long, and before you knew it, the satellite was, the whole thing was done anyway, and then Carol sees Alpha and stuff like that. Now, Carol seeing Alpha, leave that, because that was amazing. Now, here's when I would change things. Episode 2, I would scrap. I'm sorry, but, well, okay, I say I would scrap, but I would actually add elements of that in to another episode, and I'll let you guys know about that, in a minute. But, Episode 2, I would have had been kind of like an Episode 3 type of thing, where they're kind of they're at Alexandria, and then they get invited to the border and this and that, and I would have had the border meeting a bit longer with maybe a bit more dialogue and maybe some intense music. They could have added some more intense music at the border meeting, so I would have had that be it. Then for Carol's hallucinations, which now we're really saying would have been Episode 2 instead of Episode 3, because I'm scrapping the Whispers episode. So Episode 3, let's just say if I was writing it, Episode 3 would be Episode 2. So, yeah, I would have a bit more intense type of build-up music at the border. And I think another thing I would have had happen as well, to kind of piss off Daryl and the others, I would have had, the Whispers kind of come in, and, I would have had them at least maybe shoot, one or two of the Alexandrians. Like, Alpha's talking, and then all of a sudden she just gives this Whisperer a look, and then one of the, the randoms just gets killed or whatever. And, Laura's maybe standing next to him or something, and you're like, oh my god, and the characters are like, what'd you just do that for? And Alpha's like, you crossed my border, and this and that. And then she kind of, she continues talking with them or whatever. And then Carol, tries to do what she does, which is try to kill Alpha and stuff like that. And then now, okay, so that's the border. The rest I would have left it. It's fine. But, and the Negan and Aaron stuff, absolutely loved it. Keep that in there the way it is, too. I love that. What, you trip me? What are you, 12? Love that. So, anyway, and just him saving, Aaron and stuff like that. Yeah, I would have kept that. I think that, nothing wrong with that. But the thing I would have changed is, the Carol hallucinations, I think, were good. However, I think I would have had a scene where she's literally just talking back and forth with Henry, instead of him just being there and disappearing. Like, use the actor enough as well, because I feel like Henry was there, like, barely, like, they should have had him there a bit more, maybe talking with Carol and this and that for, like, a couple minutes or something, and she's crying and this and that, and it's a very emotional scene, and, and she's saying, I'll kill Alpha, believe me, I'll kill Alpha somehow, no way, I'm just gonna let her, live with that, and this and that. So, I would have had that happen, but, so that's pretty much episode, 2, episode 3, that it would have had been episode 2. Then I would have had, a kind of episode where, actually, let me go back on what I said here for a minute. Let me actually go back on what I said. I would have actually had, never mind. Keep episode 3 where it's at with the changes I said, and instead of a Whisper episode at episode 2, you would have an entire episode where walkers just keep flooding into Alexandria, and, they have to keep killing them, and it's just like, by the time you get to the end of the episode, it's like, holy crap, like, you're almost tired of the zombies like the characters are, that type of thing. I think that's what I would have done with episode 2, actually, is had, like, at the very beginning of the episode, Alpha be, like, telling her Whispers, we're gonna send some walkers to tire out the group, and Alpha makes this big, speech in front of her Whispers and this and that, and then, episode 2 goes on, and, they're just killing the walkers, and our characters are more tired as the episode goes on, and, at the very end of the episode or something, maybe they get some kind of indication that it was Alpha or something like that. And then, so that's what I would do. Episode 1, training on the beach, everything like that. I would have had a bit more from the satellite, crash. But aside from that, episode 1's fine. Episode 2, I'm going to go back on what I said. I think episode 2, instead of a Whisperer episode, should have been just solo, just the characters killing walkers at Alexandria, the Whisperers, sending them, maybe some back and forth scenes of the Whisperers at the camp, maybe a few scenes of Alpha and Beta at the camp, but not this whole episode with the Whisperers, and then you keep cutting back to Michonne, Daryl, and the others at Alexandria, keep killing the walkers, and it's like, oh my god, and, they're exhausted, and by the time you get to the end of the episode, Gamma shows up or something. That's what I would have done. And then, so that's how I would have handled episode 2. That would have been my episode 2. Then episode 3, be what you saw in episode 3, just a bit more from Henry, and maybe a bit more of build-up, intense type music at the Whisper border. Everything else is fine, though. Then episode 4. So, episode 4 for me, I think episode 4 is, has a lot of problems. Michonne and Ezekiel kiss scene, get rid of that. I don't care how important that is for the trailer, or if they wanted to trick fans in the trailer. Get rid of that, and get rid of it now, because honestly, I would have never even had the idea to have them kiss in that scene. Honestly, if I was writing, episode 4, we're at episode 4 at this point right now, I would have not even had that happen. I would have had something else, like maybe more fighting with the walkers outside of the, outside of the hilltop, which brings me to my next point. The fighting with the walkers at the hilltop, with the tree. I would have had the tree, I would have had the walkers, I would have had them knock down the wall and stuff like that. I would have had all that happen. But the part where I would have changed some things, and it's really a tiny problem, but it would help, and I would have a few more cast members, just a couple background characters out there fighting with Magna and, and her group. Instead of just like, the 4 or 5 of them just out there, killing walkers and this and that. No, like honestly, there's a reason why that wall fell, because there was only a few of them out there, like, you know, and it's like of course they're gonna send out the new characters. They don't care about them as much. Like, it's kind of harsh, you know. You should probably send out a few other people to deal with this big pack of walkers outside of Hilltop. So yeah, but then I also would have had more scenes, and now. Ezekiel and Michonne hooking up to fill in that time, you know, because that's about a 10-minute part of the episode. Instead, I would have had Carol talk to Negan. That's what I would have done. Because they've never had a scene before, and I think that if Carol went down there and asked Negan, did you save Lydia? You know, did you actually do that, you know? And this and that, and they would have gone back and forth or whatever, and maybe even, Carol, you know, explains, to Negan maybe some of her past and some of the stuff she does or something like that. Maybe Carol, you know, tells Negan about what she did to, you know, Terminus, or, you know, I've protected this place. You know, you haven't. You know, I got in a wolf, you know, outfit, and I've gone out there and I've defended this place or whatever. Negan, what have you done? You know, you saved a little girl, fine, but you killed somebody in the process. You know, something like that. I would have had Carol go down there and just totally trash talk Negan for that 10 minutes while we were supposed to be focusing on Michonne and Ezekiel. Just scrap that, you know, and have Carol talk to Negan. Boom, done. So the rest I would have been fine with. I would have had the Lydia stuff getting attacked, the Daryl stuff, Negan saving her. Yeah, I would have kept that. Michonne, Judith, their little talk on their way to Hilltop. Yeah, sure, just not the Ezekiel stuff. And the tree, you know, more people fighting out there than just Magna and her people. Have a few random characters in the background that we don't know, killing some walkers with them or something like that. You know, and I know that's a lot of people's problem with this season. So, yeah, and then I would have also had, well, let's see here. How did the episode end again? Just the silence, the whisper with Daryl taking the thing off. Oh, yeah, and Negan escaping. Negan, yeah, I would have had him escape. I would have had the mystery of who did it. Yeah, I would have had that. But I would have ended it on a cliffhanger. Instead of having Gabriel telling Aaron that Negan is gone, and then you come back for the commercial and they're wiping the silence, the whispers off, I would have just had it be Gabriel knocks on the door at the very end of the episode, and Gabriel's like, he's gone, you know, and then you go to the outro, you know. I think that would have been better, because then it'd been like, oh crap, Negan's gone, you know. Is he really gone? Is he hiding in Alexandria somewhere? Like, I would have had people guessing, you know. And then I would have showed a promo for episode 5 with him and Brandon and stuff like that. So the stuff with Negan and Brandon, I'm good with that. I think that was great. The stuff with Negan in the Whisper, going into the Whisperland, meeting Beta. All right, you know, you freak, let's do this. I would have kept all that, but the one thing from episode 5 that I wouldn't have kept is the Kelly going missing thing. And you know, her, the whole thing with Kelly and the supplies and Magna stealing supplies, I would have just replaced that with, I don't know, maybe you could do like, let's see here, advance the plot more forward, you know. Like, I would have just had literally maybe just a full Negan episode instead. You know, you could have Negan and Brent, but see, people don't like that. There's so many Negan haters out there, which I still don't get. But it's like, Glenn's been dead 3 years, guys. Come on. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna say it, you know. But anyway, Negan and Brandon the whole way. Yeah, maybe instead of seeing any of the Hilltop stuff at all, because that was all just trash with Magna and that, I would have Negan go into the Whisper Camp. We see him meet Alpha, see Beta do all that, and him and Beta go out there and kind of, Negan join the Whispers, and Alpha do the thing to Negan. Maybe actually push that in all into one episode, and have it be at the very beginning he escapes from Alexandria, and at the very end of the episode, he's part of the Whispers. I would have done that for episode 5, actually. So, then episode 6. So, at this point in time here, I'm sorry, guys. I know for some people, maybe, you know, this is going to be a part where you guys don't like this, but I would have not even had Sadiq die or Dante be a spy or any of that. And I know, I'm going to scrap that. I would have had that be done. No, none of that, no way. I would have had episode 6 and episode 7, I would have had, for those 2 episodes, I would have had the group kind of start to look for Negan. Like episode 6, have Daryl, Carol, and maybe, you know, a few other characters go out there and look for Negan. I also wouldn't have had Michonne go to Oceanside either, because I just think that's a dumb idea. And, you know, I'll explain that in a minute. But I just don't like that idea. And then I would have had, this continue with, kind of the looking for Negan thing, and maybe they just don't find anything and this and that, and then at the very end of the episode or something like that, Negan kind of gives them a bit of a kind of a signal type deal to kind of let them know, that I'm doing this, I'm totally, screwing with Alpha and the Whispers, and it's working, so that's what I'm gonna do. Then episode 7 and episode 8. So around this time here, I would have had Negan kill Alpha. I'm sorry, but I would have had Alpha die right around this time, around the mid-season finale point. And that would have been it. Honestly, I just can't stand that they didn't do that, to be honest. And I wouldn't have had our group trapped in a cave either and Carol chase after her. I just think that's a dumb idea, to be honest. Plus, Michonne leaving with Virgil. So, I would have had Michonne leave in the second half, so I'm not really going to go over that. But all I'm saying is that I wouldn't have had her go with some Virgil guy, is all I'm saying. I mean, maybe it'll turn out better in the second half, but I don't think I would have done that. I think I would have done something else. Maybe her find some kind of evidence that Rick's alive or something like that. I like that idea more than the Virgil idea, to be honest. And that's really all I'm going to say about that right now. So, yeah, and I would have ended this half season with Negan killing Alpha. I would have had that happen, and I would have had Negan raise the head up, and at the very end, Negan be like, wait until, maybe he could have said Michonne, or, Carol. Wait until Carol gets a look at you, and Negan raises, Alpha's head and this and that, and then the screen, and Negan maybe has, like, that villain smile again that we haven't seen for a while, and then, the screen goes black, and then you could have a trailer that literally says The Whisper War in February or something like that, and then you see like a promo or something like that, and I maybe include a quick clip of like Negan and Beta going at it or something like that, and just a cool trailer for the second half of the season, kind of letting us know that the Whisper War is in the second half. So yeah, that's what I would have done. That's what I would have done if I was writing it. I would have had completely already the war pretty much kind of start in the mid-season finale by Negan doing that, and then in the second half, you're in the war, and it's on, that type of deal. So, really, I wouldn't have had the war start sooner, you could say, but I would have had some kind of conflict with Alpha and them starting in the first half, mainly with them sending a huge pack of walkers at Alexandria. I would have had that be like the second episode instead of a backstory, or maybe more intensity at the border. I felt like the border scene wasn't as intense as what I thought it was going to be. Or maybe no Michonne and Ezekiel kiss at all, or, that's just a dumb idea. No Magna stealing supplies from Hilltop. No flu thing. And the big one, I wouldn't have had Dante be a spy and kill Sadiq. I would have kept Sadiq, and you got to keep a doctor around for a change. Like, come on. And I would have had more time with maybe Negan and the Whispers and this and that. Maybe more time focused on Negan with the Whispers to really fill up maybe a few of those episodes. And I would have had a search episode for Negan and them kind of freaking out. Everybody freaking out. And this and that. And I would have pretty much had it end there, to be honest, with, Negan killing Alpha and kind of it going, that way, pretty much. So, and then in the second half that the war is going to start right away, So, because that would get people to come back for, for the return, that's for sure. So, maybe even more excited than people are now. So, anyway, that's how I would write the second half. I know it was a very long and detailed video, but I wanted to do it because I know there's a lot of people who are like, how would you, fix season 10 and this and that. I would have, that's how I would have fixed it. I would have had the war and kind of the conflict with the Whisperers be maybe a bit more. I would have had maybe a bit more kind of a, face-off and stuff like that. A lot of those type of things. A lot of Negan and the Whisperers. A lot more of that. No flu illness. No Sadiq death and Dante, whatever. And no Magna, whatever with her stealing supplies or Ezekiel. Just none of that. Like, just get rid of a lot of that. Because honestly, it was really filler. And I would have just filled it out with more searching for Negan and more Negan and the Whisper camp. I mean, who doesn't want to see that? Like, honestly. Maybe Negan tell detailed to Beta, maybe talks to Beta about Simon and how he, used to be a boss and he had Simon and he used to turn on him, and you're changing opinions of the Alpha now, and Beta, I see what you're doing, you're doing the Simon, and Alpha is the Negan, so, that type of deal. That's what I would have done. So anyway, guys, write your comments in the comment section below. I know this was a long video, but I definitely wanted to do it because I just feel like it was necessary. A lot of things could have been fixed in season 10. I still enjoyed it, but, definitely there were some parts I was very frustrated with as well. So anyway, guys, write your comments in the comment section below. Happy holidays to everybody, guys, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow for a quick Christmas video. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.